Everything started with a simple laptop and a 16-year-old kid who had just realized that there was a way to create something big from the massive world of the internet, something he had never thought about before. That kid was none other than Darren Watkins Jr., the one who the whole world now knows as IShowSpeed. In the beginning, maybe no one thought this boy, who was playing video games in his dark room and yelling at the screen, would one day become one of the biggest internet stars. So, get ready, because amidst all the stories you've heard from others, a stranger is here to tell you the real story. Let's go. Stranger. Darren Watkins Jr., known to everyone as Speed, was born on January 21, 2005, in Cincinnati, Ohio. He grew up in a small family with a brother and a sister. His family was pretty average financially, but his dad, Darren Watkins Sr., always did his best to provide for his kids. His dad worked a regular job, while his mom stayed home and took care of the kids. From an early age, Darren was full of energy. He was one of those kids who was always up to some kind of mischief or adventure. If you took your eyes off him for a second, you'd find him either playing soccer with the neighborhood kids or getting into it with his game console at home. He grew up in a family of 4 with a brother and a sister, but he spent a lot of time alone. Darren's childhood was filled with challenges and hardships, including the loss of his father when he was still very young. That event had a huge impact on his personality. It was then that Darren decided he wanted more out of life. The pain of losing his father turned into a driving force, pushing him to chase his goals with unstoppable energy. Darren's love for soccer and video games quickly became a major part of his life. His passion for big players, especially Cristiano Ronaldo, was deep and real. He'd plaster Ronaldo's posters all over his bedroom walls, and he never missed a game that featured his hero. One time, while streaming, in the middle of the game's excitement, he started screaming, "See!" the same shout Ronaldo does after scoring. That became one of Speed's signature moves. That iconic scream, it echoed through all his streams, and fans absolutely loved it. At the start, when Darren began his first stream, nobody could have guessed this kid would turn into one of the biggest faces on the internet. He started off with simple games like NBA 2K. But what set Speed apart was his crazy energy and excitement. He never stopped moving in front of the camera. Once, during a game after getting beat by another player, he lost it, yelling and cussing like mad. For others, it might have seemed strange, but for Speed, it became his trademark. People started tuning in just to watch these wild, over-the-top moments, and they still do. But it wasn't just about the games. Speed faced a lot of wild and strange moments in the streaming world. One crazy memory was when he made a bet with his audience during a stream. He promised that if they raised $10,000 in donations, he'd shave his head. And guess what? They hit that goal so fast, and Darren had to shave his head live on camera. From the early days, you'd often see his mom barging into his videos, yelling at him to quiet down. A lot of people thought it was just part of the show, but the truth was, Speed's mom was genuinely worried about her kid, who was starting to hit a level of fame that nobody really knew how to handle. One major turning point in Speed's journey was when he jumped into Fortnite. At the time, that game was blowing up and everyone on the internet was into it. Speed saw the opportunity and grabbed it. With his boundless energy, he drew in even more fans. His screams, his excitement when he'd win, or even when he'd lose and completely trash his room, it had a special draw. But there was one worrying incident during a stream. In the middle of a game, at a crucial moment, Speed suddenly collapsed. That's when his fans realized that maybe behind all that energy, Speed had some deeper struggles. One part of Speed's life that doesn't get as much attention is his love for music. During one of his streams, when fans asked him to sing, Speed improvised a song on the spot, and it spread like wildfire across the internet. That moment sparked his interest in creating real music. His song, Shake, which dropped in 2021, might have seemed pretty average in its genre, but with his famous shout, it soared on YouTube trends and proved that Speed could go beyond just streaming. Another unforgettable moment in Speed's life was when he finally met Cristiano Ronaldo. This meeting had been one of his biggest dreams since childhood. During one of his streaming trips, he managed to meet his idol. When Speed finally saw Ronaldo, he was so overjoyed he didn't know what to do. Every time he tried to speak, all that came out was "See!" That moment made it crystal clear just how deep and real Speed's love for Ronaldo was. Speed's streams were full of unforgettable high-energy moments. One time, during a horror stream, a jump scare made Speed leap out of his chair and run out of the room. Fans laughed so hard, and Speed, with his usual energy, came back and kept going. Over the years, Speed has built a huge community of followers and fans who enjoy his wild, exciting, and often hilarious moments. Even though we may never fully understand what goes on in Speed's mind, one thing is clear: he never limited himself. In moments when everyone thought he was down for the count, Speed came back stronger and proved he could overcome any obstacle. In the end, Speed's life has been a wild mix of success, challenges, and unforgettable moments. He went from being a regular kid streaming in his small room to becoming one of the biggest internet personalities, someone who makes everyone laugh and shows them that you really can make something out of nothing. All right, that's the story of Darren Watkins Jr., aka IShowSpeed. Just remember, you heard this story from a stranger, so you can trust it. Till next time, goodbye.